Hi everyone, I have great news for you. We have launched a new tool on the website, Currency Strength. You can find it under the section Market Info. It's a great tool that helps you to identify the strongest and the weakest currencies in the market. As you know, the forex market doesn't live by itself. It's highly connected with all other financial markets. Sometimes you can just look at the forex market and you can see what is happening on other markets. For example, if Canadian dollar is growing, that's probably because the oil prices are rising. If gold is appreciating, you can find the reflection in the Swiss franc or in the Australian dollar. So the markets are really highly connected. Another important factor that affects the forex market is the risk aversion. Sometimes you can see clear movements on the risk currencies, commodity currencies like Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and Canadian dollar. And you can also see safe havens moving really closely to each other. So in order to identify what is happening, you need to compare currencies to each other. And Currency Strength is a great tool that helps you to see what is happening inside the market. So here's how the tool looks like. You will see 8 charts on the same screen, and they are compared in relation to the beginning price, to the base price of the period. So we provide different time frames starting from 5 minutes and up to 1 month. And you can also choose particular time frames like today, yesterday, this week, previous week, this month. So for example, you can start analyzing by 5 minutes. And for every currency, you will have one line on the chart. The sorting will be shown on in the legend on the right-hand side. Here you can see that the New Zealand dollar is on the top. So that's why the line is shown in orange color. It's also on the top. So the second currency is euro in blue color, and you can also see the scales are a bit specific. So instead of using just percentages, we use percentage points so that just we save some space. For example, the value 2 means 0.02%. So it saves some time for the screen. So sometimes when you see that situation is choppy, for example, you can see a lot of lines close to each other, you then simply need to ignore this information. You need only to pay attention to lines which are separated from the majority of lines. So here, for example, we see there was a clear tendency on the New Zealand dollar. However, if the situation is mixed, you just need to move to the higher time frame. Let's go to the 15 minutes. And here we see that situation is pretty mixed. So we go higher to 30 minutes. Still, we see that the situation is very mixed. We continue further to 1 hour. So here, finally, we see some clear tendency on the euro and also on the New Zealand dollar. The euro gains 0.05%. So we can move gradually to higher time frames and finally see if we have some clear tendencies. For example, let me switch to the 24 hours. Here we see last Friday, October 8th. So we had some clear tendencies on the Canadian dollar and on the Japanese yen. So this is really a great way to understand what was happening in the market at that time. So let me also inform you that below you see the time scale. So for different time frames, we use different units. For example, for 5-minute chart, we use 1 minute chart, 1 minute unit of data. But starting from 1 hour, we use 5 minutes, if I'm not wrong. Oh, I think for 1 hour, we use 15 minutes. And then gradually it's moving higher. I think for 24-hour period, we're still using 15-minute time units. But then moving higher, we start to gradually move to 1 hour. So another interesting features of this tool, well, in addition to just seeing the values here, you have a tooltip with all values. You can see that you can just move your pointer, and at every particular period of time, you can see all the values per each currency. So the time is shown in local zone. So depending where are you located, you will see your time. Another interesting features that you can put your mouse over the legend and it will be highlighted. So sometimes you want to see a particular tendency on one currency pair, on one currency. So you can just select it and then it will be highlighted. The width of the line will change and you can see the movements much better. Another opportunity for you is just sometimes you need to switch some currencies and you can just click and it will be switched from the chart. So for example, here, if you would like to see the tendency of risky assets, you can basically switch the Japanese yen, the US dollar, the British pound, the Swiss franc, and the euro. And here you will actually see how risky currencies perform in relation to each other. For example, there was some correlation between the New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar. And however, you can see that the tendency on the Canadian dollar was different after the news release. On Friday, there was a really strong employment data in Canada, and it affected the value of the Canadian dollar. It became much stronger in relation to other currencies. So and then you can return everything back just by clicking once again. And then the chart will be the same back to how it was before. So this is a new tool. I think it's very powerful. So we're really glad that we were able to provide this tool. You can find very interesting ideas with this chart just by combining the strongest currency versus the weakest currency. And this is how you can increase the probability of your success. Our company stays very committed to giving you the best tools and the best analytics. So you can take advantage of those tools and make more money and be more profitable and successful trader. And this is also in addition to some other tools that we already have on the website. And of course, to the trading conditions that we also provide to our clients. We have one of the best spreads in the market. Our spread on Eurodollar is below 0.1 pip most of the time. So please check our trading conditions on the website and visit our website so that you can use those amazing tools for your successful trading. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a nice day.